In this section, we'll talk about financial risk. It's a substantial area, and we should develop our ability to read financial statements effectively because carrying out financial risk involves substantial reading of financial statements. We should be able to interpret each and every ratio. We should be able to derive some logical conclusion from those ratios, and that is going to significantly impact this credit risk analysis. Okay, first, in financial risk, we are going to carry out this analysis by dividing it into three parts. Part 1 will be focusing on ratios. Part 2 will be addressing or will be carrying out certain risk analysis related to financial matters. And part 3 will also be looking into some qualitative factors. Okay. So ratios again here is divided into three: recent ratios, which will have more weightage. Okay. But we should also consider or compare the recent ratios with past average ratios. Okay, what is the trend, whether recent ratios are improving or deteriorating? So what is the impact? Based on that, we can understand whether the borrower is moving in positive direction or negative direction. And not only the recent, not only the past, we should also look into their future prospects. Okay, what plans they have in pipeline, how they are expecting their ratios, financial position, I mean performance to move in future. Okay, all those will be analyzed here. We'll be taking each and every ratio. I'll be taking you through which are all the important ratios, which are all the average, and which are all the least ratios. Okay, so we'll be discussing each and every one. Then we'll also be looking into the risk matters because when you lend to a firm, and if that firm is part of a group, then you should also look into the group risk, because if the firm is doing well and if the group is not doing well, then in all likelihood the firm which is doing well could also become sick over a period of time because of the push or pull from the, say, group units. If they are not doing well, they probably take some money from your borrower, and eventually your borrower firm will also become weak. So that should also be addressed by carrying out this group risk analysis. And if your borrower has substantial forex transaction either in terms of import or export, then that borrower is also exposed to forex risk. Okay, so that should also be analyzed and that should also be given weightage. Okay, then qualitative factors, that is, let us not confine our analysis only to the financial statements, because financial statements will disclose only what is accounted, but there can be many items which are not accounted but they are likely to have significant impact on the operations of your borrower. Okay, one of those items are contingent liabilities, but thanks to various accounting standards, the developments that have taken place, those contingent liabilities are now made mandatory to be disclosed in the financial statement. So even though they are not accounted, they are disclosed because of the compulsion from law, because of compulsion from accounting standards, and bankers will get to know what is there in store for this borrower in the coming years, because there can be or there were various scenarios where balance sheet was very healthy, and when the credit risk analysis of the customer was conducted, analyzed, when financial risk analysis was done, everything looked pretty. But when contingent liability aspects were analyzed, okay, everything turned upside down because contingent liability had a big shock. So we'll be discussing those cases gradually when we take up case studies and all. Okay, so we'll look at this contingent liabilities. We'll also look at qualifying remarks of auditors. See, the financial statement may be showing profits, financial position may be good. This is prepared by the management. Okay, financial statements are prepared by the management, but auditor is not in concurrence with what is disclosed as profit, or auditor is not in concurrence with the financial position presented in the balance sheet. So auditor is having some qualifying remarks, okay, that is going to have significant impact. Okay, company reporting profit, but auditor is saying that Had this expense been factored, this company would have reported loss. So that got to be given weightage. We'll be analyzing them. Then accounting policies. As far as the companies are concerned, they are supposed to follow accounting policy which are permitted, and they are supposed to disclose, and if they are deviating they have to give a reason. Okay, say for example, inventory valuation. Okay, inventory valuation accounting standard permits two methods, but if the customer is following, your borrower is following, say third method, fourth method, fifth method, which are not in the permitted methods, then that is going to impact your credit risk analysis as well, because your customer becomes uncomparable with other customers, or your customer is not complying with the norms of the country. The financial statements of your customer, your borrower, is becoming uncomparable, and as a banker you may not be able to take some critical decisions. Okay, so all these qualitative factors also will take into consideration while carrying out this financial risk. Okay, so please understand this is only an introductory session. We'll be going into each and every matter in the following sessions.
Thanks for watching this video, and I hope you like this lecture. If you wish to learn more on the areas related to this topic, check our comprehensive course. I have shared the details and link in the description below. Click, sign up and enroll. I'll see you inside the course.